Hey, let's get started. Final episode, Pluribus. It's Girl of the World. I'll just translate to English up front. Vastly improved over the last few episodes. Yay. A lot of stunning moments that have a lot of earth-shattering things going forward for the series. And where do we go now? My God, I don't know. I don't know. Especially with the disclosure today that this is going to be 4 seasons. And God knows, season 2 maybe a year and a half, 2 years out. Oh, man. Hey, Norb Silver Age, please like, subscribe our channel. Here we go. Our key talking points. Hey, quality is vastly improved in this episode over a lot of prior ones. We have the Carol and Menusa dynamic. Wow. Gruff. Maybe not respectful, untrusting. But we see Menusa trying to get a message across. Now, oh my God. So now from 13, we're down to 12. So sad, so sad, so sad. And what the F moments are in this thing, there are a lot of those. We're not going to touch on all of them today. The girl or the world. We just talked about that. And where do we go from here? These are things we're going to try to touch upon. So, anyway, this is interesting. So, this is, I know I didn't really do it per rating scale, per each individual episode. When I came out with this, I alluded to it sometimes. And I don't think I did a we as us first episode. But to me, that was still the best episode of this whole series. Pirates, Pirate Lady, Grenade, Please Carol, Got Milk, HTP, The Gap, charming stuff, and our final Girl of the World thing. You can see, I've noticed the quality was going down. Yeah, you kind of expected that for the first episode, maybe second episode go down a little bit. Kind of flattened out, but still it was okay-ish. Then it started dropping. When HTP happened, let me tell you, other ones, John Cena, it was a downer after Milk. Gap, it was just too long, too disjointed. And Charming was okay, but it really didn't do much for anybody. And then we get to this one, we finally get back to some quality again. And then overall, kind of you can see I just average of the ratings, 7 out of potential 9 is a high. So this thing starts in day 71. And it takes us to one of the young girls, who evidently decided she wants to become part of the hive thing. And you can see her loving a goat, enjoying life, being a child, being what eventually will become an adult. All the heartwarming things of our human race. And then the weird thing is, all of a sudden, this whole tribe she lives in, area, community, everyone's there. They're singing, being happy, and all that kind of stuff. They're in place. Kind of weird when you don't really see that normally in any of these other prior episodes. And then she's made a decision, I guess she did her stem cell thing. She made a decision to do this, and you ask, will this hurt? And you know what? They say the hive doesn't lie, but bull. They lie. They totally lie. Because, look at this. Her eyes, they're gone. She's falling back. She's losing it. How's that not hurt? Then she's got this stupid grin on her face like everyone else does. And she's part of the hive mentality. And this is where the tragic, oh my God, when the effing moments comes up. She walks away from the goat, from loving the little baby goat, and just leaves, and then everyone else leaves, and they go somewhere else. They don't even care about anything else on the planet, except whatever the heck's in their minds. Humanity, an F moment to humanity here. Terrible. But now we go back to 60 days, and our buddy Manusas makes it, finally, to Carol's. And he gets his ambulance there. And license plate 2024 from Panama. Right now I can't find anything to really tell you what that license plate may mean other than it's a governmental plate, probably in Panama. If you guys got it, please let me know. So he meets Carol, and they go back and forth. They don't Carol doesn't trust him because he goes, "Come in the ambulance." No, 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 and it doesn't trust him. He finally convinced her that they got to be hidden because the eyes in the sky. And I've been saying Big Brother all along. Big Brother's watching all along. More proof. Another shocking effing moment. So she's holding a cell phone that basically is a translation device. So they're able to communicate. Kind of good thing. So they talk, and she agrees to let him come in her house. He comes in there and he starts tearing it apart looking for mics and all that. She goes, "Oh, there's nothing in here." And she goes in the liquor cabinet and finds that. And she goes, "Oh my God, they lied to me. They're surveilling me." But it turns out Helen put it in there because of Carol's alcohol issues. And so they work through that, but still there's so much tension between these guys. She goes, go across the street. We'll talk tomorrow. And before they do that, Sosha actually shows up, and Manusa somehow calls her over. And then Carol gets really jealous because I guess she does love her, but we find out that Sosha probably doesn't because she's play acting. And so she takes her away, and then he asks for another one, and Rick comes over, a guy named Rick, and he tries to break him. And while he's trying to do that, God knows how many more people died. And Zosha kind of collapses, and Carol realizes what's going on. She goes over there, finds out what's happening, finds Rick there, and he's just going, "Just take it easy." And he's grabbed his radio device, one of his radio devices. And notice, back again, the 8613. And somehow, I'm not quite sure how this is working, but because he made him so upset, by bringing the signal closer to him, it made Rick a little more relaxed. And then he starts causing interference, trying to break him loose. And Carol's going, "No, no, you're killing more people." Da, da, da. She goes back, grabs a shotgun, and blows things away. And so she goes, "Well, we have to leave. We can't be around you two because of blah, blah, blah." And Carol does not take this well because she actually, I think, loves Sosha. And we know this sort of, I don't want to say it's an F moment, but oh my goodness. So she leaves Minosa there, and she goes off somewhere in the world with Sosha. And she's reading, wherever they are, she's reading this sci-fi novel, Left Hand of Darkness, which is really about a planet, a civilization that continually shifts genders and kind of a different thing. Female writer, in an interview with Reese, she doesn't really say, she doesn't understand what this is. She goes, maybe it'll come out in a future episode, but she goes, thought it was nice it was a lady author. So she's reading that, relaxing. Then she's chilling with Sosha, and Sosha goes, "Yeah, hey, we actually transformed that girl, and she's now part of us." And then then they get this conversation, and she goes, "Well, you're not going to try to change me still." She goes, "Well, we said we weren't going to take him from your body, stem cells from your body." She goes, "What? Wait, my frozen eggs?" And then they admit that, yeah, they got the frozen eggs, and they're going to try harvesting his stem cells out. It's a long process. And these guys are lying. They lie continually. They lie continually to Carol. They want Carol to be part of this collective. They want all of them to be part of the collective. That's a big question. Why do they want just 12 individuals be part of this collective. You would think billions and billions of souls, a handful of individuals are not going to matter. This doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's one of those effing moments. And, you know, it's the stem cell thing. And she talks about the young Peruvian girl. And then we go back to day 74, which is a couple days after the girl converted to be part of the hive. And we get back to coming back, and the helicopter comes in. And Menusa hears it, looks up, and we could tell, by the way, the prior thing, Carol was upset, pissed as hell, that they're still trying to convert her and they don't care. And she feels very hurt too that Zosha is just playing her and is acting as a chaperone and not a lover. She's not happy at all. So anyway, she convinced them to take her back to Albuquerque. Menusa is still there, and she drops her off, and you can see the sad look on her face. Is that a fake look? I think it is, but I still have a feeling Zosha is going to get converted and become maybe the 13th person again. Not in this, but she's sad. I think this is her true reflection of herself, not the hive mind. So anyway, here things keep going on, and do you want to save the world kind of thing keeps coming back and forth. And anyway, back to this thing that's dropped. And she says, an atom bomb. Menusa goes, what is this, an atom bomb? So I know there's a lot of conjecture about all this stuff. The SKYU 1070216, and the rest of this stuff. Well, guess what? There is an ISO standard out there that talks about these naming conventions. And here we go. It's ISO 6346. The first three letters, SKY, are the owner. I don't know if Sky is a logistics company they made up or what that stands for yet. I haven't figured that one out yet. The next one, the letter is a one letter. The next category is one letter, and that's the U. And U always stands for freight under the ISO standard. And then there's a 6-digit serial number. And these combine to give you an 11-digit thing. And this comes into SKYU 1070216. So that is what's on that. But what's more interesting, I found this may be a stretch, but SKU at 107021 is a group of products from Thermo Fisher Scientific, and they do these pre-designed silencer select designer tools that are designed for genetic research and gene splicing and slicing. Sounds like what we're doing here, maybe a little bit. Maybe it's what we need to do still to cure this stuff besides the radio wave stuff. Interesting, maybe? Maybe. Think about that. I don't want to say this is like an oh my God shocking moment, but the shocking moments were basically we want you, Carol, no matter what. We're taking your eggs. We're going to convert everybody, whether you like it or not. Menusa wants to save the world, whatever the cost. And we're going to see a lot of friction between Menusa and Carol going forward. And, the other effing moment on this thing to me is we're going to have to wait. God knows. The rumor is to 2028 for this. God, come on. We can't be that long. People are going to lose interest in this. That's terrible. So then, where are we at? So we got this atom bomb. But what are they going to do with it? Create an electromagnetic pulse that's going to take out radio waves and power in the certain area it's in. I just thought about Hoover Dam's by here. They produce a lot of electricity. That could cause something. Blow up an antenna. Like, how would they get that atom bomb to wherever these antenna sites are? Because I don't think the hive is going to be dumb enough to drop the bomb on themselves. And is this a detente thing? I don't know. Think about that. And by the way, antennas. I'm going to get into this another one. But I looked up the biggest massive antennas in the world, satellite radio antennas. One's in China. There's one here that's in the United States, and they're spread around the globe. So they're trying to move this bomb to get near those. It's going to be kind of interesting and tricky. I don't know how they're going to do that. Unless they plan to do self-sacrifice and find a way to fly themselves up in a plane. I don't know. So guys, give me some recommended thoughts over this. I thought overall, APSO was better. We drifted for a while, got some more focus, but I'm not thrilled over the fact we're going to have to wait a long, long effing time. Hey, give me your thoughts. Please like and subscribe to this channel. We will have more information. We're going to dive into numbers, names, as much as we can. I'm going to talk about where some of these large antenna sites are really in the world today. And logistics maybe get some of those things. So, hey everybody, have a great day. Norb with Silver Age.